Hello, greetings to all of you viewers, subscribers, those who take the time out to make a comment. It all helps in advancing the reasoning and the cause. So let me first say how much I appreciate the responses to the things shared. Let me remind you, if you like the information shared, to hit the like button, to share the videos, and also to subscribe, because from time to time new information will be coming up. Today I want to talk about the wake-up call that we are calling the present moment, a wake-up call. Every now and again, when something happens, like the murder of George Floyd in the United States and other such occurrences, we refer to these as a wake-up call. There are some who are saying that this time it is going to be different. There's those who are very optimistic that more mileage will be covered at this time than had been covered in previous similar cases. Be it what it may, we are glad for just about every initiative and effort that is designed to advance the Black cause. Talking about the Black cause, what is that? What I deemed the Black cause to be, you might deem it to be something different. So we need to figure that out. What is the Black cause? Is the Black cause just to gain acceptance among white people? Is the Black cause to have independent governments free from the interference, that is, Black governments, free from the interference of the white power structure? We have to first define the Black cause. And how did it happen that there came to be a Black cause? What were the various sets of circumstances that lead to a Black cause? You know, we refer very often to the problems created for Black people since enslavement and then colonization and the aftermath that we refer to as neocolonialism. But slavery could only have happened if there were problems in the Black cause. How do we remedy the Black cause? And again, I ask, what is it? The truth is, the Black cause can be many and vary. But suffice it to say, what we seem to be saying the Black cause is at the moment is that wherever Black people are, in the spaces predominantly occupied by white folks, whether it be Europe or North America, we're saying that the Black cause is equality. If we focus on that a bit, the Black cause being equality in white spaces, we have to ask ourselves, is it going to happen? Can Black people reasonably expect to be in white spaces and ask for equality? Is that the Black cause in that set of circumstances? Someone might quickly point out that just about all the victories that white people had, Blacks were there fighting with them. And to some extent, that is true. All their civil war, all their world wars, Blacks have been there. All the white armies of the world, Blacks are there. So is it then that we can say the Black cause in those sets of circumstances is that we should be made equal to them? How are we going to ensure that that happens? Needless to say, that black people end up in white spaces, Europe and North America, because of the attractiveness of their economies. Blacks want to have a reasonable standard of living, and so that's attractive to them. The strength of the US dollar, the strength of the Canadian dollar, the strength of the British pound, the strength of the euro, and so on and so forth. Then there are those who genuinely just want to live in another place. And so they might choose migration as the means of just living in another place. But then comes the inequality, hence the fight for justice. It is important to note that if a strong economy is the magnet that draws blacks to white countries, then the cause would be to fix the economies in black countries. Can that be done? Who is going to do it? Will we have to depend on whites to help black governments to fix their economies? There is a black continent, a large continent, Africa. And we also know that Africa is one of, if not the very richest mineral rich country in the world. But economically, the facts do not seem to support that their economy is strong. So if you have a mineral rich country, but an economically poor country on the other hand, something is seriously wrong there. So we don't know that if the economy is fixed, then the attraction to wealthier countries will diminish. But do we have the will to fix the economies of Africa? Who is going to do it? We find ourselves as a black race in a predicament where we have too many different ideological views. This thing that we call democracy has allowed some persons who look like us to work for others who look totally different from us. So in other words, we have black leaders who are more interested in advancing the white cause than they are in advancing the black cause. How do we deal with those leaders? Then when it comes to the question of equality, for example, in the other set of circumstances where blacks migrate to predominantly white occupied countries like the United States, Canada, we're fighting for equality with those guys who are white who live in those countries. But while there is that cause to be fought for, there are a large number of persons looking like us, blacks, who are also fighting very much to advance the white cause. How do we deal with those persons? So once we have the freedom where people can just say anything, we have serious issues. Who are going to win this ideological battle? That's something for us to think seriously about. As I contemplate even some local scenarios, here, for example, in Barbados, you have the call for our own Confederate monument, a statue of Lord Nelson. There are many persons who believe that based on what he stood for, his statue should not occupy the center of the town, Bridgetown. But you have other persons even who occupy the seat of government, people looking like us, who are disagreeing. How do we solve those problems? I beg to put on the table that we should note that most of the ideological battles that we have won, we have done so against a background where there was not the kind of freedom of speech that we now have. And I also beg to put on the table that if the freedom we have now, just to agree and disagree with just about everything, were common then, that some of the gains that we make, we would not have had them. In other words, there need to be a single-mindedness of focus. And if we can't have that, we have problems. So we have to find a way to deal with those persons who are enemies of our cause, even though they look like us. Exactly how to do that, I don't have all the answers. But we do have issues with those persons who look like us, who advance the opposite causes. It's a serious problem. And we need not to sweep that under the carpet as if it's not a problem. It is a big problem. There are blacks who are more white than the white persons. And we have to face that reality. And so everything that black advocacy groups, black agitators try to advance genuinely for the black cause, there is another black person, another black group who is there just willing and ready to pour the cold water on it. So are we then going to have drastic means to take ourselves forward? That's not what I am saying. That's not what I'm advocating. I'm just asking, how do we overcome those obstacles? What's your suggestion? I look forward to hearing from you. Give me your feedback. Let's see how we can deal with this matter. Who is there to advance the black cause and to ensure that those who are advancing the white cause, who looks black, are dealt with in a way that does not prevent our cause from going forward? What's the solution? So I look forward to your feedback on this matter. In the future, we'll talk about the whole structure of education and how we deal with it and who is supposed to educate who. Because all of this plays into this matter as well. That we're living in a world where there are too many divisiveness in the way we're taught. It's important that if we're going to go forward, we must have a single focus. We must be single-minded. We must be singularly focused if we're going to get anywhere. How do we do that? It's a mountain to climb. Not just in 2020. It had been a mountain to climb way before then. And now the matter seems too complicated, and so it's becoming more and more difficult. So until we link the next time, stay tuned to this channel, and please give me your feedback. Hit the like button, subscribe, and share the video. Until then, all the best. Walk good.